Welcome back to the Crypto World channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now Ethereum has actually broken to the downside out of this bearish rising wedge pattern that we were covering yesterday on this channel. In just a moment, I'll be covering some brand new price targets for Ethereum and some very important levels that I'm currently paying attention to. On top of all of that information, I'll also be going over the Ethereum funding rates because this is something important to pay attention to as well. And I'll also be covering the $250 million worth of Ethereum that has just been deleted. All of that and more in this video, so be sure to watch all the way to the end of the video, especially if you hold Ethereum. This is going to be important for you. But just before we jump into this video, if you could just spend a couple seconds out of your day to go down and leave a like on this video, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so that you're not missing out on any of these future videos. Once again, that only takes a couple seconds of your time and it's completely free, but it seriously helps out the channel so much. But anyway, with all of that out of the way, let's get straight to what this video is about. So right here, we're on the Ethereum to US dollar chart on the 2-hour chart to start off with, because as you can see just here, quickly recapping yesterday's video, I was talking about this bearish rising wedge pattern, which is simply a pattern that is more likely to break to the downside. And obviously we broke to the downside as expected, and the technical price target for a rising wedge pattern is simply the bottom of the wedge. So I said yesterday that that's coming in at around 3.2k, and we actually came down to pretty much exactly 3.2k. But with that in mind, we also have a brand new pattern forming for Ethereum that I'll be talking about in just a moment, that also reveals some brand new price targets, so definitely stay tuned for that. But yeah, another thing that I was letting you guys know yesterday is the fact that not only were we forming this bearish pattern, we were also forming a downtrend in the RSI on the short term. We were also seeing a death cross in the short term for the MACD indicator. So all of these are actually bearish signs for Ethereum in the immediate short term. So while there was a lot of influencers yesterday calling for huge Ethereum gains immediately, I was being realistic on this channel and letting you guys know that there are a lot of bearish signs in the immediate short term, and we are due for some downside price action once again. Now, when you're looking at the 3-hour charts, you can also see some of these bearish signs flow over to the 3-hour chart. When you're zooming all the way out to the 4-hour chart, we are now starting to see some of these bearish signs on the 4-hour chart, as you can see, with the RSI showing weakness in this previous uptrend and potentially starting a small downtrend. Now, this is nothing crazy just yet. If anything, it's closer to sideways consolidation. It's only very slight lower highs as of right now, but it's still not a bullish sign. At least it is definitely more of a bearish sign. But we also have the MACD indicator showing a very slight death cross. Once again, it's nothing crazy at the moment. Like, this isn't a violent death cross or anything. Basically, most of this is signaling to potentially a continued sideways consolidation, if not a slight move to the downside. And honestly, any bearish price action like that in the short term, I personally will be using that as a buying opportunity to pick up some more Ethereum at some cheaper prices and hold that Ethereum for the longer term. Once again, that's just a strategy of mine that has worked time and time again for many years, but of course, do your own research as well for your strategy. And now, just before I cover the brand new Ethereum pattern that is forming right now and my brand new Ethereum price targets, I'll just quickly let you guys know that we are currently still enrolled in the World Series of Trading. As you can see, we've got the Crypto World team that currently has 24 members. So thank you so much for all 24 of you that have signed up so far to our team in this event. For the new viewers on the channel, this is basically a trading competition that only happens once a year, and this year it has a total prize pool of $7.5 million US. And for the actual teams just here, which is what we're getting involved in, the team prize pool is $6 million US. And if you're wondering what the other $1.5 million is, that's for the solo competition, as you can see. But yeah, the subscribers on this channel will probably already know about it by now, because I have covered this in a couple of my recent videos. So for the subscribers out there, feel free to skip about 30 seconds in this video. But yeah, for the brand new viewers on the channel, you've actually got less than 6 days to register for this competition if you were interested, of course. And then after then, in less than 6 days, once again, the trading will begin. So the competition will officially begin, and that's when all of us in this team will be trading. Now, it's important to mention that even if you're in this team, you do not have to trade. And in fact, just by joining this team, you can get a $50 bonus that you will receive when the trading actually starts, when this competition starts. And once again, if our team does well in this competition, just by simply being a member in our team, you actually get a share in that $6 million prize pool if our team does well. And the more members we have, the more likely we're going to do well in this competition. But yeah, if you're wondering where you'll find this page, it's actually in the first link in the description down below, and in the pinned comment, you'll find a link to this exact page just here where you can actually join my team if you would like. Once again, that will be the first link in the description. All right, now jumping back into the Ethereum 2-hour chart just here, as you can see, and actually clearing some of these lines off here so we can have a clear chart. As you can see just here, we are actually currently forming a head and shoulders pattern on this 2-hour chart. So we've already seen the left shoulder, we've already seen the ahead, and right now we are actually completing the right shoulder for this head and shoulders pattern on the 2-hour chart once again. And the head and shoulders pattern is actually a bearish pattern, but it only really becomes a bearish pattern if it breaks the neckline just here. That is really important because, of course, if we continue to use this line as support, then obviously we're not looking bearish. So it's the moment that we break this exact neckline once again that we start flipping more bearish just in the immediate short term. Keep in mind, this is only on the 2-hour chart, so this isn't going to be anything crazy, but it's still something that you could trade potentially, of course, and it's still something that could lead to some buying opportunities because getting into the actual price target for this pattern, first of all, actually the neckline right now is coming in at around 3,220 approximately. So if we start breaking below around 3.2k, then that's how you know we are breaking to the downside. But of course, we also need to see some sort of confirmation. So if we can see one of these spikes in volume as we're breaking that level, or preferably if we can actually see a retest of the level like that, then that would actually help confirm this break to the downside. And with a confirmed break of the neckline just here, the technical price target for this head and shoulders pattern is currently coming in at around 3,130 US dollars. So from the point of the break just there to that price target, that is nearly a 3% move to the downside. So once again, nothing crazy, but it's still something you can potentially trade. Once again, I do not recommend trading for the complete beginners out there because trading does come with its own risks as well. But for the complete beginners out there, if we do see something like that play out, I myself at least, I'll be using something like that as a buying opportunity to accumulate some Ethereum just on the spot market, you know, zero leverage, and hold that Ethereum for the longer term. So that is actually a part of my short-term Ethereum strategy right now at the time of filming this video. And zooming all the way out to the daily Ethereum chart, as you can see just here, we actually have some signs showing weakness in this trend to the upside. I've been covering this recently on the channel and more prominently in my Bitcoin videos. So if you missed my Bitcoin videos, definitely check them out because Bitcoin and Ethereum are usually pretty correlated most of the time. So for example, if Bitcoin has a major correction to the downside, it's very likely that Ethereum is going to see something similar. And same with a move to the upside. Once again, if Bitcoin pumps to the upside, it's very likely that Ethereum is going to experience something similar as well. But yeah, ever since we initially ran into some resistance around 3.2k approximately a couple weeks ago now, the daily RSI on this Ethereum chart just here actually reached these overbought areas, which I did actually cover on the channel at that point in time just there, letting you guys know that we are due for this short-term cool-off in this uptrend. But what's very interesting is the daily RSI is still in this short-term cool-off, even with the bullish price action over the past few days just here. Once again, the daily RSI is still actually trending towards the downside. And on top of that, we've got the MACD, which did actually see a death cross a few days ago now, close to a week ago now. And the Bitcoin price did actually see a small little bullish cross again after that death cross. But the Ethereum chart, on the other hand, never saw that bullish cross again. We never saw another golden cross. So right now, the MACD on the daily time frame once again is still telling us that we are due for some potential bearish price action or at least a sideways consolidation. And once again, I've also been letting you guys know on this channel recently, in fact 2 videos ago on the channel. If you missed that video, definitely check it out because I actually covered a potential Wyckoff distribution pattern that is playing out. Now, once again, this has not been fully confirmed just yet, but we are resembling some Wyckoff distribution at the moment. And now this pattern gets invalidated if we can break these highs just here, as I mentioned yesterday. Of course, if we can break into a new higher high, that would immediately be a bullish sign for Ethereum. But until we see a break of that high just there, we can't get ahead of ourselves just yet. And we have to at least consider these other scenarios as well. And in terms of major short-term support, if we do actually head any lower, of course, we have that price target for that small head and shoulders pattern. But other than that price target just there, Ethereum has also got huge supports coming in at around 3,000 to 2.9 thousand. As you can see just here, we've previously seen massive bounces along that exact level just there. And zooming all the way back out further in the chart, we've also previously seen resistance at that range just back there. Now, getting into the Ethereum funding rates today, as you can see just here, the Ethereum funding rates are actually leaning slightly more bearish. They aren't overly bearish right now, but we're definitely seeing more bearish funding rates than bullish. And what I mean by bearish funding rates is basically funding rates that are more positive than normal, meaning that it is more expensive to maintain a long position than it normally is. And the higher the funding rate is, the higher the incentive is to open a short position, because once again, if these funding rates are in the positive, the long positions have to pay the short positions a fee that's usually every 8 hours. Of course, that depends on the exchange, but that fee actually goes off these funding rates just here. So once again, if it's positive, the longs pay the shorts, but if it's negative, the shorts pay the longs. And that's just a simple mechanism to balance out the markets on the exchanges during overly bullish times or overly bearish times. And so right now they have cooled off just a little bit over the past 1 to 2 days. They were getting, a little bit more extreme. And in fact, in some of these altcoins down here, they are still pretty extreme. Like we're seeing some of these ones at 0.10%, which is pretty up there in terms of funding rates. So just keep that in mind for some of these altcoins down here. But yeah, as far as Ethereum goes just here, it's only slightly bearish, not overly bearish just yet. And now giving you guys a quick update on the Ethereum Improvement Proposal 1559 that actually happened just over 2 weeks ago now. I did cover this Ethereum upgrade in full detail when it actually happened and also leading up to the upgrade over on this channel once again. So if you want to check that out, it's over on my YouTube channel, and you'll see in this second section just here, this Ethereum destroyed now, that video just there. Once again, I cover this EIP 1559 upgrade in more detail in that video just there for the brand new viewers on the channel that want an explanation of what this actually is. But basically, so far since that upgrade around 2 weeks ago, over 74,000 Ethereum has been permanently destroyed, which equates to nearly $250 million in just about 2 weeks. And once again, this was Ethereum that was previously going to be sent to the Ethereum miners before we actually saw this upgrade. But now that we have this upgrade just here, all of this Ethereum is getting burned, permanently destroyed, completely deleted from the Ethereum blockchain. And so obviously in the long term, this is actually a very, very bullish thing for Ethereum. And by the way, if you want to get all of these extra updates throughout the day over on my Twitter, I post these update videos over on my Twitter the second they hit the internet, on top of all of these extra updates throughout the day as well. So feel free to check out the Twitter link in the description down below if you want to stay up to date at all times in these markets. But that's just about everything I have to say for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got something valuable out of this video. And if you did, be sure to leave a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so that you're not missing out on any of these future videos. So you might as well subscribe with notifications turned on. It is completely free to do that, and it only takes a couple seconds out of your day to go down and click those buttons below this video. But anyway, that's really everything I have to say for this video. Once again, I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next video.